Finds you in good health. What's happening, guys? This is the very first episode for the Bangalore Music and Production podcast. I hope you guys are doing well. There hasn't been a podcast regarding music and production as such in Bangalore. So, that's the whole reason to remove the myth under what it takes to be a good producer, what it takes to be a good musician. We're going to delve into all these topics. I'm going to bring over artists, musicians, I'm going to bring over producers, audio engineers, and everybody from the field and ask them weird and stupid questions. So, welcome to the podcast. And very first episode, I'm going to get over Dwaipayan Singha. He's a music producer, audio engineer, and I'm going to get him over. We're going to ask questions. It's going to be fun. It's going to be quick because I believe he's off to somewhere, and I'm going to ask about the Bangalore music scene, the Bangalore production scene, the studios in Bangalore. I'm pretty excited. Continue watching if you want to know more. Okay, I'm going to get him over. It's going to be a good episode. It's a topic that is very dear to my heart, music and production. And it's so much fun to talk about music. Yo, what's happening?
Bro, hey, Happy New Year,
We
bro.
meet. Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going good, bro. How are you?
I'm good. So, bro, firstly, I want to thank you for, coming over and being like, bro, let's do it. I like people who are quick, let's fucking do it off the whim, a podcast. And, you didn't usually people are like, okay, what do I do? What do I talk? I do get asked questions. You're like, okay, I like that, proactive. Firstly, welcome to the podcast, Dwaipayan.
Bro.
So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Am I
So, hopefully,
audible?
we won't have. Yes, we won't have echo issues.
No,
I can hear you.
nothing.
Okay. So let's introduce yourself for our viewers and listeners a bit, bro. Dwaipayan.
I'm working in this industry for like around 7 years. So I
Right.
shifted Bangalore 4 years back, and it's been like I'm a mix engineer, and I've started composing for films, giving scores like 3 years back from started. But although being a composer, I'm into mixing for a long time, bro.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
How did you get into mixing, bro? Let me ask. See, I know composition is a different thing than
Yeah.
mixing.
Okay.
It's
I'll
it's
tell you
very
very honestly, bro. I
yes,
started my career as a guitarist. So
bro. Amen.
I'm from Calcutta. Okay.
Right.
So I'm from Calcutta. So there are a lot of great musicians back in my hometown. So
Yeah,
the thing is
obviously.
that I was not an exceptional guitarist to begin with.
Huh.
Okay, so being a guitarist, now I need to put myself in such a situation I can be into music.
Music. Yes.
So I started finding ways how can I be into music, being a musician, but helping out musician to come out with good
Exactly.
music out of that.
Exactly.
So I started with Nuondo, like my friend gave me a crack and I started
Huh.
it. I playing through them
Playing around with it.
and around everything I started.
Hmm.
And around what I'll say you, after 2 or 3 weeks I started with dance dramas. Okay, I
Uh-huh.
designed dance dramas for good dancers in Bangalore, Calcutta. So
Right.
that is a time when I understood that I can be into this field. Okay,
Right.
so I
Right.
start. Sorry.
Yeah. Right. Go on.
Yeah. So in the recording thing. So I thought of it was like when I was in class. Like I'll tell you, I started my career like when I was 15.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So I during my boards, I was very much I couldn't figure out what should I do. So what I
Hmm.
did is I planned to do something. I dropped my schooling and I do a diploma course. So
Crazy.
I had a talk with my family and they were not much supportive. Like leaving
As
schooling,
usual.
yeah. So I was a bright student though. So
Right.
leaving the school and going to a different genre of work which my family don't have
Exactly.
any background. So they
Exactly.
were not much happy with that, but though they supported me, and after my 10th I did my diploma from Pune.
Okay.
Okay, from a private diploma college, and then I came back to Calcutta, and my family said me I need to work on my studies now. Okay, so I
Right.
joined my
Diploma
schooling,
in?
joined my reschooling again, and I took science. Uh,
Right.
and I got some work. I tried in different studios, but luckily I got to work in films.
All right. And
Okay,
the
so
diploma was in?
sorry.
The diploma was in?
I'm sorry, the diploma.
What do you study? What was the diploma
Film and
for?
music. Film and music.
Film and music.
Film and
Okay.
music. Yeah.
Go into
So
that. Give us like the details of like what it is. What would one
yeah,
expect?
diploma. Like, see, the thing is that you get to study everything, like everything in the sense, like bit of
Audio and video.
composition, bit of arrangements, bit of programming stuff, bit of sound engineering, bit of acoustics,
Hmm.
everything in a composed way. Okay.
Right. Right.
So after I returned, I got like I tried in different studios, but like usually they don't take kids in studios.
Bro, I wanna just interrupt. I wanna say I've seen you boys like before when I've come over to the jam room.
Huh,
I've seen Dwaipayan and like Akshat boys working, rigging it.
huh.
It's these guys are very hardworking. I mean, like I couldn't believe the work, the effort both of them were putting into like a recording session that was going on. I was
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
lurking
yeah.
around. I was
The
just seeing
live stream
these
session was
guys were full on. These guys
yeah,
have taken up so much responsibility. I was like amazed as to see both of them just like killing the scene right there. And when you were like when you wanted to come over, I'm like, yeah, very well and good because like you'll have a lot of insights how you got into it. Go on, go on.
yeah. So later, like I got to work in few films under some like good directors, and that time when I got like I thought like I could do this. So
But you were getting into like how they weren't, like, you were just kids. Like,
I
what
was
did you
like
do
my
after that?
first. I did my first Bengali film when I was 16.
Oh, crazy, bro.
Yeah, when I was 16. So later on, I like the references worked on and everything keep going on with flow. And then after my this graduation, I thought of like doing something. So I took a break and I came to Bangalore. So that
Right.
time I thought I could make some scenes. So did my freelancing. Like I have friends in Mumbai, I have friends
Yes,
in
yes.
Calcutta. Like I have
Uh-huh.
connections. So I got a few works. I started at my home room itself. So
Mm-hmm.
with slow and growth like process, I did freelancing stuffs and all everything I did, and
Mm-hmm.
later with with the flow, I thought of doing my graduation and later on, so I joined in like B engineering college, sound
Whoa,
engineering.
whoa.
Yeah,
Oh,
sound
sound.
engineering.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
a graduation in sound engineering. So I joined a college in Bangalore. It's called
Right.
CMEDU. It's in like
Oh,
it's
C menu.
affiliated with CMR University,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and for just for the graduation sake I'm studying, that's it.
Yes,
So
yes.
with this I'm doing a lot of projects, like I'm open
Mm-hmm.
for all independent artists as well as
Hmm.
like musicians and everyone, and
Mm-hmm.
doing my stuff with the flow, that's it.
Right.
Yeah,
So, bro, give me insights onto the Bangalore music production scene, then the artist scene. What are your
production.
insights that you've seen over the
To
years?
be honest, I'm much into commercial stuff.
Yeah,
I
okay,
work on
okay, go ahead.
advertisements. uh,
Go ahead, go ahead. Anything the better
yeah,
because our
I'll tell you.
listeners are from different places, they're from different fields, or probably they're beginners. They want to know like what is happening, what are you
Cool,
seeing? Is there a
cool.
lot of people can get some value out of this?
uh, to be honest, post COVID scene is a bit tough right now because musicians
Hmm.
and artists are feeling much like
Yeah, the
doing
event industry.
yeah, investment of money is the more important thing in today's scene.
Yes,
So
yes.
studios usually charge like on hour basis. So
Hmm.
like people think about like investing a lot of money into this and like recording a song and coming out
What's
with a
up,
song.
Itash Sham?
Yeah, so producing a song in YouTube, and they think about how to earn money out of that. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So for that kind of thing, I would suggest that I'm right now. I have a venture. It's called Suspicious Records Production.
Right,
Okay, my
right.
company is called Suspicious Records India. So we come
Yeah,
up with a
you
venture.
should have told this before.
Yeah. So I came up with a
Great, go ahead.
like, new venture. It's called Suspicious Record Production, where
Right.
I'm the own. Like I'm one of the fastest aggregator right now for
Okay.
digital distribution, content distribution.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So content distribution, like we distribute for Ghana, we distribute to Ghana, Savan,
Huh.
Spotify, Wing, Hangama,
All the
and all digital
platforms.
platforms, and we give you a guarantee of revenue return out of that for the
Right.
artist. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so there are many different ways of
And
doing
the
it.
artist comes and performs and you record them, or do they come in with a demo, or
No,
do they come in with
it
a finished
depends. It
product?
depends. Digital distribution depends. Like people release through record labels, right? So
Yes.
I came up with a concept like to distribute it independently, like how DistroKid works. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
DistroKid have some limited platforms in them.
Mm.
So I came up with the white platforms with more Indian channels. Like if you go through
Mm-hmm.
DistroKid, you won't get much channels. Like you won't get Ghana, Wink, Hangama. These channels you won't get.
Mm.
So I
Hmm.
came up with an Indian platforms like Wing, Ghana, and give you a
Hmm.
more good opportunity to get money out of that.
Hmm. And
Okay.
there is good growth. There is good
If
awareness
content,
and
see,
reach.
what I personally am doing right now is, if the contents are good, we
Hmm.
have some like benchmarks to fulfill this content, like criterias and all. So if they're
Hmm.
fulfilling that, I do distribute it for free of cost.
Right.
Although it carries a convenience charge for that, but
Yes. Yes.
we do distribute for free if the content is good.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Bangalore music scene, like the artists that you've seen. And you said commercial. Let's get into ads. Get into any part
Yeah.
of the production
So
aspect. I don't care.
to be very honest, independent scene is very different from the commercial scene.
Right.
Okay.
Right. There
So
is on set.
if you like talk about independent music have a very different taste of music in Bangalore.
Hmm.
If
Hmm.
people are doing rock, alternative
Hmm.
rock, people will
Yes.
be like following that genre itself. They don't
Yes.
have the taste of multi-genre music,
Multiple. Yes. No
multiple genres.
diversity.
They don't
Okay.
listen. If
Yes.
one group of people is listening to alternative, they will be listening to
Yes.
alternative. Okay.
All the boys are alternative
All the
boys.
boys are alternative. If they're looking for metal, all boys are metal. Like
All metal boys with
new
black
metal,
shirts are
everything
doing.
they're doing.
Yes.
Okay. So usually I am not much into this kind of music, but
Right.
I'm more into commercial stuff, to be very honest, because commercial
Yes.
market have a good money out of that.
Reach. Yes. There is
Good
good
reach, as
reach.
well as you get to earn a lot from commercial.
And from what I've heard, you've been hustling for long. You've been trying to look at the markets. You've been trying to understand
Yeah,
where the
see,
market is.
I'll tell you. I'll come to that point.
Yes.
Making good friends, and
Yes.
making good, like dealing with clients is a major,
Hmm.
three major things you need to like come up. Why, if you're struggling to get clients first.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if you are looking
As a
for
music producer.
as well as for producer, it's producer, because in today's generation, like today's music field, like when I started working, like even like I'm working for like more than 7 years. Okay.
Hmm.
So when I started working, that time we used to have music directors who used to direct us, uh,
Yes. Yes.
because I'm not too old in this field, but within these years I have seen that music directors have been like converted into music arrangers,
Hmm.
producers. So people
Hmm.
don't go to music directors nowadays. Live sessions are very
Producers
less
have like
nowadays.
it's under their belt.
All are arrangers and programmers, and we can create wonders with programming stuffs. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
because with a MIDI keyboard, with the contact plugins, we can do that. We can do
Amen.
anything. We can create anything out of that.
Yes. Yes.
So like people are now like, when these producers came into the scene, budget, we have a less budget. We are coming up with a less budget thing right now. So when
Hmm.
it's a less
Hmm.
budget thing, that means that artists will come up more. So in this
Will
scene,
come up.
quality is getting lower,
Hmm. Hmm.
because this
Hmm.
producer is only mixing, the producer is only mastering, the producer is only
Mastering,
doing everything. So one
distributing
man
also.
army is a scene.
Yes.
Okay,
And
budget. If you come up with an average budget of 10 to 15,000 rupees, you come up with a good song. But
yes.
the quality is missing in that. You won't
Hmm.
get the
Hmm.
live guitar thing. You won't
Hmm.
get that live instrument feel, live drums and everything, because the live is always ruling, like with a good touch.
It feel.
Yeah, the good touch, good feel. You can play with your own like time signatures. Like if you're playing in 4
Exactly.
by 4, you can add some chops and all. Even you can do it in
Swing,
programming, but that touch
but
will be there.
get like a human swing basically.
Yeah, that's the human swing thing. So
All right. Bono Hunt says, "Hi sir, guys. You can asking questions. You can like it's an open conversation too. You can if you have any doubts, you can get it cleared. Continue.
yeah, so these things are getting missing. So even if you come to commercial field, if you work on Mumbai, like if you Bollywood, I'll talk about Bollywood. Okay,
Right.
I did few, like I have assisted few of directors in Bollywood, but the thing is that in Bollywood they come up with a good budget, the
Hmm.
quality of work comes great.
Hmm.
Because if you check about Bangalore, if you're investing 15,000 rupees, you want everything to be done in program. Because if you hire a session a guitarist, if he is not your friend,
Hmm.
he'll charge you
Hmm.
like 6,000 rupees for one session.
Yes.
But
Yes.
if that 6,000 rupees going out of from your 15,000 rupees, we have a 9,000 left. So budget
Yep.
is the main thing over here.
Hmm. Hmm.
But we need to come up with, like, we need to collaborate. We need to come up with things which is
Hmm.
more sustainable, which is more effective. So we
Effective.
should like engage more artists together. Like if one guy is doing programming stuff, they should have a mixing engineer. Even they should have a different mastering engineer. Even they
Right.
should have a different producer.
Hmm. Hmm.
Everything should be
And
different.
with their taste, they should like network
Ha.
enough and like, no, this is the taste. I like
Yeah,
this guy's
yeah. So
production.
people are getting more artists involving themselves. Okay,
Hmm.
people involving more artists, and even this market grows, like connection grows broadly.
Right. Right.
That is the thing. Uh, and if I'm talking about like today's generation of like today's generation, in the sense today's like music, what people are listening more. Uh, I get a lot of band works, band mixes
Hmm.
and all, but
Yes.
they send me mixes, but that are all recorded, like programmed stuff.
Ah.
Only a
Hmm.
guitar is recorded, only a live guitar is
Yes.
recorded.
Rest everything is
Drums are
MIDI.
not taken, so we can't call them a band, right? Because if you're
Right.
programming through drums through a
Solo
MIDI,
project.
yeah, so
It's a
it is not,
producer's project basically.
yeah, virtual project. But this scene came out just because of this budget thing. So
Hmm.
budget
Hmm.
plays
Hmm.
a very important. I always prefer. I always suggest my artists and friends around who, like, you record one song in a month. Like
Hmm.
it is not needed that you record 4 songs in a month. One song can make it a good. You can get to a good reach, but the
Hmm.
song should be properly recorded.
Recorded.
Should have, like, you should
Brought
give
in live
time.
elements.
Yeah, you should give it time. It should be
Hmm.
like nourished like a baby.
Hmm. You should sit on it.
Yeah, you should sit on it. You should grow it like it is your own, like, kid.
Hmm.
That's the thing. Right now people are not understand, like, to be very honest, musicians are not understanding. All, like, people are like one man army.
Yes.
So even you see, to be very honest, I also do the same thing. I should
Yep.
not lie.
I think there's just the rise of music production softwares, DAWs, MIDI
Right,
controllers.
because see, if you think of, like, if you have a MacBook, if you
Hmm.
have a MacBook and
Yeah.
if you have a Logic,
Yeah.
Logic comes out with like good loops and everything, you are a music producer. Then if you work on
Yeah.
it, if you watch some tutorials in YouTube,
Yeah.
you are a music producer now.
Hmm.
So, like,
Yes.
these things have created it, but except these things, there are a lot of good musicians, lot of good artists coming up with good music. Like, I'm working on few projects,
Hmm.
great compositions, great artists, great
Hmm.
productions. uh,
Hmm.
we'll soon release this. We'll soon.
Okay. Get us more into what are you working on, what some of the projects this year,
Okay.
and how has
Uh,
Corona, as you said, affected the scene?
Corona scene, I'll tell you, I have another studio back in my hometown. So
Right.
full COVID scene, I was over there. I was working. I built up,
Okay.
I built up my studio more. I upgraded my equipments and everything over there.
Upgraded.
Scene in Corona, to be very honest, was not very tough for me.
Mm-hmm.
I worked a lot of projects. Like my
Mm.
full 4 months. I've made
Wow.
4 months. I made more than 15 songs. Like I
Crazy.
mixed more than 15 songs.
Remotely helps,
Haha.
and musicians were more free.
Musicians more free. Even, like, I worked on more regional content, folk contents. I worked on, because
Huh,
I
huh.
usually, when I'm in Bangalore, I usually don't work on projects back from Calcutta, because I have people over there who are
Yes.
working on these projects.
Mm, mm, mm.
So when I was there, I felt very much overwhelmed. Like, I am getting projects which I usually used to, like, because Calcutta scene. I'll tell you the scene. Budget
Give us.
varies from state to state.
Mm,
If
mm.
you go to Calcutta's eastern side of India,
Yes.
budget is very, like, composed. Like, if you can make a song within 10,000 rupees, because session
Mm.
artists are very cheap over there. If you are
Right,
calling
right,
a session
right.
artist for an hour, like
Mm.
for 3 hours, they will charge you around 1,000 rupees. But
Mm,
the
mm.
same thing, if you call in Mumbai, they'll charge you
Yes.
6,000 rupees. If you call in them in
Right.
Bangalore, 3,500 rupees.
Half,
So,
half of
so,
that.
so, so, so places with different areas, different taste of music, charges are very different around there.
Mm.
So we can produce we can produce, actually, like, I mix a lot of, like, stuff over there. This time I get to interact a lot of musicians in this COVID scene. I made good connections, good friends, good
Exactly.
artists. Yeah. So
Mm.
COVID was not much tough for me. I don't know. What about you?
Right. I understand, bro. Because also, do you think there is an uptick of people, who going back to their hometowns and they're working out their music? You think
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
found that
This,
like
actually, I'll
windfall
tell
of
you,
people?
I have friends, like, as I'm a student, like, I'm doing my graduation on a distance way.
Mm. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So like I have friend, I have.
You got cut off, yo. I can't hear you.
One second. Can you hear me?
I think I can. Yes, you're
Yeah,
good.
you can hear me, right? Okay.
Hmm.
So my friends who were working with me, like who used to work with me, I have a couple of friends who used to work with me. They're producing great stuff from their home. Great stuff.
Hmm.
Like fewer music producers, fewer vocalists.
Hmm.
Music videos from home. Some of my friends did produce, but that was actually great. One of my
Hmm.
friend, I should name him Rio. His name is Rio. He's from Chennai.
Right.
That guy collaborated with more than 21 artists from different states and produced a song. That is awesome actually. Like I
Right.
loved
Right.
that song a lot. And the production
Hmm.
was great. Like at that COVID scene, collaborating with 21 artists from different state and from home and recording in mobile headphone microphones and making a song out of that. That is a challenging
Cleaning up
part.
everything.
That is a challenging part. So that was great.
Hmm.
So people utilize their time in this COVID. People should make a they even post COVID thing. People are doing good stuff, but
Hmm.
again after this COVID since offices started and everything got
Office
started,
is starting. People are
everything is
they're
getting
pushing the
slow.
project to the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
Give
like
yes. Give me help me understand. You do ad works also,
I do
advertising
AdWorks.
stuff.
I do AdWorks.
How's the scene there? There is a bustling community or like advertisers, digital
Uh,
advertisers, I suppose, right?
Advertisement you get through in they see there are two kind of usually I got encountered with two kind of people around that is one is
Agencies.
agencies, and there are another kind of people who are brokers.
Hmm.
Brokers give you a good amount of job, but they'll take a good cut from that.
Cut too.
Yeah,
Huh.
good cut. But advertisement works like if you are into audio work in advertisement, you can earn a good money out of the jingle production, get you good money. Okay, at the
Uh-huh.
end of the day, money matters a lot.
Yes.
Although,
So to keep it sustainable.
yeah, give it a sustainable way. And if you're going through agencies will come up with dubbing work.
Hmm.
If you have a good connection, if you have friends around, then you get works like jingle like small jingle work. Agency doesn't give
Small.
you a jingle work because they have a dedicated team for that.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
dubbing
Hmm.
work
Hmm.
you usually get pre-mixing works, mixing works because
Hmm. Hmm.
for advertisement mixing is done basically by the editor.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so production work we used to get production work, but post COVID since we are not getting because Swiggy,
Hmm. Hmm.
Zomato work I used to do a lot. This
Okay.
is advertisement work, but
Hmm.
post
Hmm.
COVID scene we are getting less because all
So
these agencies are taking down the things.
they are taking down the budget, but there is a
Budget
growing.
wise, if you talk about budget wise, post COVID budget was pretty fine for for a 1 or 2 minute jingle.
Hmm.
Um, Before COVID, I'm sorry, not post. Before COVID, it was good. Post COVID, they have put out a budget for 3 projects for like what they were used to pay in one project. They're now paying
Right.
same money for 3 projects. So
Okay.
people
Okay.
are also feeling lazy. Why should be they doing? But yeah,
Hmm.
obviously, this companies are also facing issues, right?
Issues.
Even
Yes.
this will get solved with time. That's
With
what.
time, and there is a growing trend with everything growing digitization and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
You
that's what my new venture comes in this way only. I like as I said you, my new venture, Suspicious Record Production. It is
right.
working. See what happens is how to earn money from your music. That is the main question.
Exactly.
How people will earn
Monetize
money
it.
out of their music. Okay, so there are many different ways. You can sell it to any record label. Okay, so what this record label does is, if you go to any good record label, I'm not naming any.
Yes. Yes.
Go to the record label. They'll see your song first. They'll verify it, how it is, how the quality check it, research and develop that, and they will tell that okay, this song I can earn this much of money. I'll
Hmm.
give you this much of amount out of that. Okay, after
Hmm.
production,
Loyalty.
after the research and development of the production, they'll quote them this much of amount. Okay, so may they have invested a amount about 50,000 rupees. They have invested for a music video, And this production, then this record label, which has around 2 lakh subscribers or 3 lakh subscribers or more than that, a million subscribers, they will quote them. I'll give you an amount of 20,000 rupees. So the guy
Hmm.
will think that, okay, my song is getting established in that, and I'm getting a 20,000 amount from that, my song.
Hmm.
So what they will
Hmm.
do is, they will, okay, fine, I'll give the song. But after this thing is done, they'll market, this company will market that song. They have a subscriber,
Right.
they have a monetized channel. They
Yes.
will earn
A
a
base.
they will earn a triple amount from their song,
Right.
from his
Right.
or her song. But
Right.
the artist is not getting the sufficient money what he or she has invested. So
Yes.
what my venture came up with is, I'm doing a independent record, like independent release for artists.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
if
Hmm.
any
Hmm.
artist is willing to distribute their song to
Hmm.
different platforms, you don't need to go through any different record label. You come
Hmm.
directly to me because I'm an aggregator. Okay.
Right.
And I'm helping you out to distribute a song and put it on a trending list. Even
Hmm.
I can put your song into top charts.
Right.
You get your song to me. If it is
Right.
good, I'll pitch it for you.
Hmm.
I'm charging like, usually record label gives you, like, pays you for your
Percentage.
song. He pays you for your song, which is not worth.
Hmm.
So I'll be charging you a convenience fee, and I'm giving you a guaranteed revenue return out of that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I have a contract, like, I'll run your song for 5 years. For 5 years,
Hmm.
I'll be giving you revenue for your song. And
Hmm. Hmm.
post 5 years, whatever the scene is, if you want to re-upload your song, you can do that, or else your
Right.
song will be there on the stores.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah.
That's great, bro. So
Yeah.
I want to do some quick fire. I'm almost done. We can close off. Before that, I want to, anybody who's watching, who's listening, I'm like, bro, I'm a guitarist. I want to get into production. I don't know what to do. He's just, he's a kid. He's just, I don't know how to play the guitar. Like, where do I go? What do I do? How do I, other than getting and enrolling, I probably am having full day of college and school, probably.
Yeah.
He's just a youngster. What does he need to do? Just give him your advice.
If you are a musician or a producer or a guitarist,
Not yet a producer. Probably he wants to get into production and
okay,
understand,
production,
gain more
stuff.
control over his tone and stuff. His
Production
entire
stuff.
set.
If you want to do, get a Logic,
Hmm.
practice over there, watch YouTube
Understand
videos.
the.
A lot of you. I
Uh,
started working on this stuff with YouTube only. Okay. So,
amen.
yeah. So YouTube videos. Ableton is a good DAW also. You
Yes.
can work on these DAWs. You can play with the DAWs. Create music
Play
out of
around.
that.
Create a
Work on
community.
that. Uh-huh.
Create a community. Go do it with
Create a
friends.
community, connect with our good artists, uh, collaborate with artists, make new music,
Hmm. Make
publish
new
it,
music.
let people listen
Yes.
that, and grow your.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, uh, how do you deal with reverb? I'm just asking random technical questions.
Reverb, I use it on my Sense usually. Sense
Yeah.
depends. It depends. It depends. Like, I have different ways. I do sidechain with reverbs. I do sidechain with.
Uh-huh.
I do sidechain with reverbs. I use it in inserts depending on the project. I do have used it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
A bad reverb in my inserts, and it sounded good. So it depends.
Uh-huh. Depends on the feel. What about mono and stereo? What do you do? How do you attack it? You listen to it in mono, or do you work with
Depends.
stereo? So
While
some people,
mixing, like mono and stereo, I'll tell you. Usually, if people listen in phones, right, while mixing, if I'm
yes,
talking about mixing stuff, okay.
yes,
Uh, after my full mix is done, I have a good sound reference with my on my monitors and everything. I do check it in on a mono signal as well. I do check because
hmm,
usually all people won't have a good budget earphones. People are not using
yes,
50,000 earphones, everyone. So 50 rupee
exactly,
earphones should sound the same, as well as
yes,
35,000 rupees and 1 lakh rupee earphones should sound the same. So
yes,
to check in monos, this is a very necessary thing. You should check your mixes on monos, even
for phasing issues.
phasing issues, right?
Tell me, what's Dwaipayan's number one mixing tip?
Uh, do EQing properly.
Hmm.
EQing will
Clean
solve.
up.
Yeah,
Learn how to clean up.
huh?
Learn how to clean up.
How to clean up. EQing will solve your 50% of problems. Good EQ plugins. Stocks can do wonders, but good EQ plugins.
Yes,
I do work a lot on stocks. Okay,
right.
but I have my favorites, like in from plugin alliances, like plugin alliance.
Ah,
sound toys even I use. But
Sound toys.
practice on stocks. If you are
Right.
your concept is clear with stocks, you can do
Hmm.
wonders with different plugins.
Okay, what's one genre that Dwaipayan has observed? Hasn't yet, like surfaced. What's one genre in the sidelines in the
Uh,
Bangalore scene, probably, or the
I
Indian
work
scene?
on metal,
Uh,
new metal, this kind of
there's a
genre.
growing community.
Love to work. Yeah. Huh?
I'm asking, what's
Yeah.
what's trending? What's about to trend? What's in the
Okay. What
sidelines?
about to trend? See, in my respect, like Bollywood music will be trending for a long.
Evergreen,
Evergreen. Bollywood music, commercial music, not Bollywood, commercial music.
commercial
Because
music.
Tollywood, Sandalwood, everything is having a good music taste right now. So commercial
Right, right,
music is
right,
getting the market very soon.
right.
Yeah.
Uh, would you like to do more movies, or would you want to go into the independent scene?
Uh, I try doing both
What's the
because
difference?
yeah,
Where? How do you wait?
movies you with movies you get to work you get to experience lot of new things. Okay,
Hmm.
independent artists you get to engage with people with different tastes.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
Because movies you will be dealing with technical parts. In independence you'll be dealing with technical as well as different aspects like the aesthetics. People look on the aesthetics as well.
Right.
Yeah,
You work on video production too?
I do work on video production. I have a separate team
So,
for video work.
oh, nice. So, what's the harder part? What's
uh,
putting it together, post
Till now, see,
production, or
I have a post production setup outside this. This is my mixing setup I'm sitting on. I have a post
okay,
production
okay,
setup outside color grading. Like we do video stuffs and over there. Still now, our work is
great.
going. Uh, cutting the reel, like short selections. Everyone, I'm like 7 hours. I'm still working on the short selection. That's I'm struggling right now. My
And
editor
that
is
is
struggling.
important. Go ahead. And that part is important to storytell basically, right?
Right. Very much, very much. We have a deadline. We have a deadline on 6, so we have to finish the work
Mm-hmm.
by today.
Mm-hmm.
I have a shoot
What are
today. Leaving now.
some of your inspirations in the field?
I certainly my cut like I used to follow like good composers like Preetham and all.
Right.
I'm telling you, I'm much into commercial. Okay, so
Yes,
Preetham
yes.
and all was my very much like I used to get influenced by them. Then when the mix engineer scene came, because mix engineers like like highlighting the technicians came very late. So I
Mm-hmm.
started following Eric Pillai a lot.
Right.
Right now, Shadab Rahim is my great inspiration. Shadab Rahim. Uh,
Okay.
I do listen. There's like I do listen to different artists, different music, different mix engineers. But yeah,
Right.
these are like I do. These are all my evergreen engineers.
Favorite FX?
Favorite effects. I do play with a lot of delays.
Ah,
And
playing around with the delay.
a lot of delays I play with. Like if you listen my song, reverbs and delays, you will find a lot of combinations. I
Combinations.
don't use fancy plugins a lot. I
Okay.
keep my mixers clean because the commercial field needs a clean thing. So
Mm-hmm.
like artistic things comes with independent artists. So like
Mm-hmm.
reverb and delays are most on the go thing for my kind of music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flat mix, bro. I have a very flat sounding mix. What would you tell them?
Uh, Flat sounding mix. Do a good mastering. Get a good mastering engineer.
Mastering engineer.
Yeah.
Is there any part in the mixing aspect that we've overlooked? Too much
Flat mix.
compression, limited?
Yeah, you need to see. I'll tell you if the mix is done completely and see mix can in what way you are mixing. Are you mixing on monitors or headphones?
Right. Let's say monitors.
Monitors. Your room is not tuned properly. That means.
Make sure your acoustics are
Room is
right.
a bit acoustically treated. See, everyone can't
Hmm.
like treatment of room is is a very latest stage of like mixing and mastering.
Mixing,
So
but very important.
yeah, so room treatment is a very important part. So
Hmm.
getting those Oralex foams from Amazon won't work. You you need to make up panels like treat your room at least not scientifically, but at least you should treat your room
Let
as
nothing bounce.
let nothing bounce. But there should be a bit of color in your room so that you
Okay.
don't lose your brightness of your song. The color
Hmm.
is needed.
Give me what's the studio scene? Recently somebody asked me the question like, how's the studio scene in Bangalore, bro?
Studio scene in Bangalore, I don't much go out for
Right.
recordings and all stuff.
Right.
I have my like people are working with me. They I like usually they go for my recording sessions and everything. But studio scenes are pretty fine right now. Getting like
Hmm.
they're getting good day by day. Dubbings are
Right.
happening. Session drums,
Hmm.
vocal sessions are happening. People are hiring. Not like previously, they're not hiring studios for long term. But yeah,
Hmm.
if you're opening a studio with a jam pad, you're going to
Hmm.
be.
I didn't hear you. What?
If you're opening a studio with a jam pad dedicatedly for jam
Yes.
pad, you're going to be rich in Bangalore.
Yeah. It's a good scene. A lot
Yeah,
of
very good
musicians
scene.
who
It's
want
a
to
very
jam. All
actually.
right. How do you
Yeah.
treat vocals? How do you attack vocals?
How do I attack vocals? Depends, bro. What kind of vocal I'm
Depends
getting?
on the music. But
Depending on the
what are
music,
you doing?
compression,
You're cleaning up a bit.
my compression and see if it is a like the if the vocal is have a very bad recording, if the vocal is
Hmm.
recorded very bad, then it like I usually play it with my noise gate as well as my
Ha.
compression and all. Okay, if it is
Hmm.
done good recording,
Hmm.
a bit of
Hmm.
compression and at the end of the reverbs and yeah,
River.
EQ matters a lot because
Okay.
I
Did
EQ,
it?
you
Yeah.
know EQ properly, your half of your work is done.
Done. Did I ask you your favorite plugin?
Yeah, you asked me my favorite plugin.
You mentioned delay.
No, I mentioned FX is my delay. I use a lot of plugin alliance plugins.
Plugin Alliance, Sound Toys, and Plugin Alliance.
Yeah, right.
Okay, bro. Is there any? What are your thoughts on podcasting? Before we finish off,
Podcasting, you people should
in the
speak.
Bangalore, in the Indian scene at least,
Sorry,
or in general, and coming down to the Bangalore scene also.
Bangalore. My people like I have friends. They're doing podcasts for a long time. Okay.
Right.
Usually Bangalore don't have much podcast scene. They have offline podcasts like which are
Hmm.
few podcast commercial podcasts which are streaming on Jio 7 and Wings and all.
Yes. Yes.
But this kind of podcast, Bangalore people are not doing much.
Hmm.
They're doing with few limited circles, but this should be broadened up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And that's the whole reason I started, so that people understand what's happening in the music
yeah, bro.
scene,
Good
and
initiative.
yeah, thanks, bro. And people, they want to learn. I most of the time it's somebody wants to learn wants to get into production. Then they don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
Maybe speaking to you and understanding a bit about you, and they're like, okay, like probably they'll get into a bit of production. And the journey is somewhat similar, right? You learn off, get around, starting learning an instrument. Then you're like, where does this go?
yeah.
It goes
Because
into the computer.
you need to know an instrument. I won't tell you need to know music theory very deeply, but you should know
Yes.
basic of an instrument to learn to do a music production. Basic of an
Hmm.
instrument. You should know the
Hmm.
scales. You should know the octaves.
Hmm.
That's more than enough for to produce to start producing.
To produce, have fun.
After you start producing, with the go, you will learn it how to do.
Right.
Yeah,
So that's great, bro. Thank you for your time. You've been gracious. You've been like really lovely for coming over.
yeah, bro.
Telling us. You have any message to your community and to anybody who's listening?
I'll tell them to keep doing good music, collaborate with
Yes.
lot of musicians, lot of artists, lot of engineers, lot of technicians, and collaborate with different people. If you're making a
Genres.
song, if you're making a song, let your song get involved with more than 5 people. Each
Hmm.
have their own individual work. If a mixer is
Elements.
working on a song, that means he is professional in that. A
Yes.
producer can work on mixes, but that is not the best outcome you'll get.
Hmm.
To
Hmm.
involve a
Hmm.
mixing engineer, you should try investing on a mastering engineer because mastering engineers charge a bomb.
Nice.
So you try to involve a mastering engineer as well. A mixing and mastering engineer. If a mixing engineer is doing a budget mastering, you involve them. Producer, let a producer work on it. Let if you're a composer, if you're a lyricist, let your producer work on it. If you know production, let another producer because they will add up some different element to your song, which can get it to a good reach.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's great, bro. So,
So
possibly I've asked questions which help probably a solo recording person who wants to just record a bit of their vocals and their guitar. A lot of us are there singer-songwriters probably and
yeah.
stuff like that. It probably helps them out. And thank you for coming over, Dwaipayan.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Probably after another 6 months or something, we'll catch up. We'll talk more
Sure,
about production and stuff.
sure, bro.
Best of luck for your future endeavors.
Thank you, bro.
It's
Thank you.
been
Best of luck
brilliant.
to
Thank
you
you,
as
bro.
well, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure, bro. See
We'll
you, bro.
see you soon.
See
Huh?
you soon, bro. See you soon.
See you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.